Patricia O'Connor and Frida Reba Darby is in the house. It is Saturday. 2 weeks ago, about this time, I finished up a video on those three little guys right there, and then turned off camera, dropped it in the vat to finish it up and edit it and all that good stuff. And then right after that, I took ill. Would end up at the emergency room a few days later with complaining about poison ivy on my forehead. It wasn't poison ivy, it was shingles. I would be the next couple of weeks on quarantine, and we have not done anything since, but just be in quarantine. I made a pot roast. That was my, Pat made a pot roast. But we were able to take care of everybody. And maybe it's a good thing. I keep hearing the music skip in and out. It was a little piracy on my part. Anyway, maybe it'll keep me from getting a copyright infringement. But I'll be around a while. We're not going anywhere. Anyway, this was a good opportunity to check in and say, yes, I'm still alive, and yes, our trees managed to get watered. A little bit of a lecture. This is not a bonsai lecture, but just a little bit of a quick little lecture here. When I was a small child, I had cousins who were like brothers to me. And unfortunately, they moved away to Denver, Colorado from Texas, where we were all growing up. So that was kind of a bummer. But I do remember one Saturday night being in my pajamas and Mom and Dad going, "Hey, jump up. You're going to your cousin's house." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I wasn't even planning on the sleepover. Now here we go. I love Aunt Leona and Uncle Mike." And I was going over there because one of them had chicken pox. And my job was to go over there and get chicken pox. I don't know if that's what people do now to their kids. The idea at the time is that it wasn't that harmful to children, or it was harmful but not that harmful to children, and more so to adults. So the moms would say, get it over early, and then the child carries the shingles virus for the rest of their life, ticking like a time bomb waiting to go off. Now, here's the thing. I knew this, and I knew that I'd had chickenpox as a kid, and I knew that I carried the shingles virus. And whenever I heard this commercial a couple of years ago that said shingles don't care, I went, yeah, they're right, and that is some nasty stuff. And I am, to some extent, concerned about shingles. So a couple of times when I got a shot in the butt for COVID, and I got all of those, I'd say something like, "Hey, can I get my shingles shot while I'm here?" And they would say no, but you can go home and call your pharmacist or your doctor or your provider and make an appointment and get a shingles shot. And that evidently is not the same as actually doing it. So I didn't. I put it off. And that will waste a month of my life in a way that I am not going to lie. This was A, painful, B, probably scarring. I mean, I was never Raquel Welch to begin with, but I did kind of think I had a certain Dr. Girlfriend charm thing going there for a minute. May or may not get that back. It's just the way it goes. Lucky for me, life is about more important things. That's the uptake on me. That is the latest on me. I have been in quarantine for now a little over 2 weeks. I think I am on the tail end of it. Probably return back to work sometime next week. I have to heal first. I have to heal completely before I can go back. So the mirror gets the final say on that, evidently. But in the meantime, what I was able to do is, it was really important that I stay away from people, but it was also, and of course, stay away from anybody who's nursing, or anybody who's pregnant, or anybody who wants to get pregnant, or anybody who has a wrecked immune system. But also, if you're like me and you're just some tough old bird, and are kind of thankful for the idea that there is a shingles vaccine. That little voice in your head should be telling you to go get that shot. This was so preventable. I did not have to go through this. And it could have taken my eyesight in my left eye. It did, and it's still. I look like I've gotten. It look like I've gotten tagged. And actually, at its worst, I'm not gonna. At its worst, I look like I had been peppered by a shotgun blast to half of my face, and that includes my left eye and my left ear. And I had been having ear troubles and pressure in that ear since spring, and I can't help but think that also the treatment for the one seems to be fixing the other. So the good news is I'm going to move past some other issues that I had been wondering about too, I believe on the back side of that. But what we were able to do is I kicked the lights back on tonight. This is tonight, actually. It's kind of late in the day. We're looking at maybe close to 6. It'll be dark here in another hour or so. But what I have been doing is I would put off water. We've had pleasant weather, so that's been a big help. Been a big help to me, and it's been a big help to the trees. But that would also mean that I could put off watering until after sundown so that I don't have to go out in the UV, which is not good for me right now. So big, huge sun hat whenever I walk Frida, or I put off walking Frida and I stand in the shade, or I walk her after dark, and that's kind of what's been going on there. I would look for us to return with a vengeance this time next week. And meanwhile, our last video, cypress tree videos tend to do well, but that guy's been plugging along at #1. And when this replaces it, that'll be kind of funny thing to have done to a #1 video. But for 2 weeks, this thing had a #1 rating. So that was kind of cool. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Thank y'all for looking in on me. I appreciate it. And get the damn shingles shot. This was so preventable, and I knew better than to go without it. I just thought I would, and I didn't do it in time. So that's what's going on there. I also, in the time that I've been down, had heard that 2 things. One, Elizabeth, I hope that Elizabeth Trutenden, I hope that you are well and feeling better, and yeah, thank you so much. And also Jason, I saw a video from Jason's Backyard Bonsai in England today where he was doing a special on pots, on bonsai pots, and he gave us a mention. That was so nice. And also at the mention of it, I'm just beaming from ear to ear. That made my day. And also I was kind of going, where's Elizabeth in your bonsai video? And timely, just bang, you just came right in there with examples of her work, and I just really thought it was great how that you pointed out, as well as I always do, her proportions and her eye for design, and how everything is just always so tight. This was a video about nothing. I just wanted to let y'all see that we got through, we limped through, and was able to keep everybody watered and keep everybody happy. I think all of our trees are none the worse for wear, and our crows are still getting fed, and our baby dog is still getting fed. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We will not be doing a Saturday Night Live video tonight. I'm going to continue to take some time. I'm actually at my rate of recovery. I'm thinking that will probably return to work midweek, and if I return to work by midweek, then I will return to a shooting schedule by midweek. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching.